Turn it up, clocking out, driving home, or just turning on. We got the remedy for the daily grind, Monday through Friday. 3:30 to 5:30 EST, get ready for the shift. It's the Taz effect, it's the Taz effect, changing up your view, bringing news, history, and commentary to you. 2 hours of power, 5 days a week. It's the real talk and the truth that you see. Yeah, tune your dial, clear your head, listen up to what's being said. Yeah, kick it off on Mutual Aid Monday. We're giving back, helping the community. You're staying on track. And Tuesday rolls around and the studio gets blessed. It's Talk About It Tuesday with the smoking hot mess. From the middle of the week, we're leveling up your brain. Prison Wednesday is here to break the mundane. Surprising guests who enhance the whole world. Watch the knowledge and the stories get unfurled. It's the Taz effect, changing up your view, bringing news, history, and commentary to you. 2 hours of power, 5 days a week. It's the real talk and the truth that you see. Now Thursday hits and the lines open wide. No placeholders here, nowhere to hide. Think about it Thursday, yeah, the mic is all yours. Call in, chat live, let's open up the door. And just like that, the weekend's inside. We're wrapping up the weekend, we're doing it right. Fun News Friday is the ultimate news party. Coasting you into the weekend, feeling good and hearty. 3:30 to 5:30, make it your daily check. Lock it in, turn it up. You just
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for the Taz Effect Daily News in a way you did not know you could use. For those listening in over the radio airwaves at GCPR.live or through our Android or iOS apps, thank you for tuning in. And for those watching and listening from all around the social media sphere, hey, how you doing? So glad you could come through. We got a lot to get into. Now, second half of today, we're going to have a rockin' good time. Got some special people coming on. We're going to kick up our feet. Okay, just kick it, let our hair down, and do all of that. Before then, we do have some business of the day to handle. Quick bit of housekeeping. On Tazisms.com, yes, Tazisms.com, if you can County, Georgia, lacked evidence and was politically motivated. 2 FBI analysts were fired, according to several sources briefed on the matter. Georgia. Hey, Merv, I'm gonna need y'all to thanks, Dragon. I need y'all to get it together, Georgia. Too many times in history, y'all not on the right side of it. Okay, you're not on the correct side of it. I need y'all to get it together. Okay, especially fall. Come on. The findings come after the FBI executed a search warrant and seized all physical ballots from 2020, along with tapes from vote tabulating machines, ballot images, and voter rolls. These actions were part of the FBI's attempts to review thousands of records, ordering 260 analysts to sift through voting data and ballots, which was a waste of taxpayer dollars. People were complaining about tax dollars going to, maternity leave, child sick leave, and stuff like that in certain states. But you're not worried about this. And the reason why I said this was pointless, let Tazzy Farms remind y'all something. Remember when Trump was arrested, got that mugshot and an inmate number down in Fulton County? I remember. You remember. Y'all remember there were other people that had to turn themselves in alongside of old Dumpy Dump? You remember. I remember. Amongst them was Miss Kraken herself. Remember? And I had the mom joke of don't release the Kraken, but I digress. She admitted, so did other people, and they turned over evidence saying that they broke in and took information from a polling place, from the voter machine. What was the point of this other than to waste money? No matter, even if they would have lied in this probe, it's already in the official record. But why not? And then we're just gonna fire people because firing them means that they can't talk. They got nothing else to lose. You don't already made them unemployed. Child, like one time when I was working for this woman, I'm laughing because she fired me on some dumb stuff. I was the youngest person in the company, and there were only 2 black people in the whole company, right? And she fired me to cover up a mistake that she made. Mind you, the mistake completely out of my scope. Completely out of my scope. Would I've loved to have learned how to do those things? Yes. But I was quite a few years. And I'm talking about if they would have accelerated things and everything would have lined up, quite a few years from me getting to that level. Okay. This is when I worked for the company that did bank audits. The level of where that mistake was, I admit I was far from getting there. Wish I could have. Wish I could have. Because the whole research mattered great to me. Child, listen, after she did that, because other entities, other financial institutes were like, hey, you should come and work for us. You should do this. You should do that. Cool. Like, of course, I'm entertaining the offers, but they really wanted dirt on her. I didn't realize how unliked she was, which made sense why she was using me for marketing purposes. But a year later, not only did her doors close, boy, the humbling was real. She had to go back to the company that she left to start her own business, and her former assistant, she was now the assistant for them. Again, all of y'all that keep getting fired from the DOJ and the FBI, we need y'all to talk. And those of y'all that got fired from the DOJ, you attorneys, come to the front. Can we get these class action lawsuits popping? Y'all got to stop letting this administration sue we the people. We have an ironclad, solid case. Okay? Y'all willing to come together? Okay? We got a wage case against them, mental health, physical health. Again, they have created a hostile environment for living, working, breathe, everything. Y'all know this has to do with Trump in courts if I'm laughing like this, because I love when he loses in court, which is often, generally always. Okay. Appeals court rules Trump's EPA improperly ended billions of climate funding. Yes, we need to get paid. Y'all willing to come together for a class action suit? Dragon said the best. We have a case so ironclad we can make swords out of it. Absolutely. Let's get it popping, y'all. Let's get it popping. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Yeah. A federal appeals court has ruled that the Trump regime, yes, that's what I'm calling it. I told y'all that. Improperly terminated billions of dollars intended for clean energy projects, a decision that favors a coalition of nonprofits selected to spearhead a key Biden-era climate initiative. Mm-hmm. You cannot just decide, we're not going to spend money over here. That's not how any of that works. Okay? Yes, it is a great honor to be elected president of the United States. You don't have the power you think you have. Okay, think of it as like when you were younger, okay, and you had younger siblings, or maybe you had some cousins that you could babysit, you could watch for a little bit, and you got the rules of the house. Just because you were left in charge to babysit 1 or 2 other people doesn't mean you can go against the house rules. Now, of course, extenuating circumstances, I got to point that out. Of course, like the house is on fire, yeah, you can leave that, stuff like that. But yeah, oh yeah, the courts are making him miserable. He not liking any of it. While the ruling marks a significant win for groups like Climate United Fund, they will not immediately access the funds. The decision will be temporarily paused, allowing the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, several days to consider an appeal to the Supreme Court. EPA, stop capitulating. Stop. Here's the thing. Because the federal government is made up of a conglomerate of just regular schmegula people, right? Meaning people who choose to sit on the correct side of history, people who don't, people who have a variety of ideologies. Okay, follow me here. Follow me. All right, come here. You know how very many of y'all keep saying, well, it was more slaves than it was slave masters. Why didn't y'all revolt? There's more of us that don't like this regime than do. Stop doing what they say. Would y'all learn something from another country other than how to rape, pillage, and steal? Thank you very much. Learn from South Korea. Just don't do it. Learn from Italy. Don't show up. Learn from France. Show up and do all your work outside the office for the people and not for the profit. That's all you got to do. That's all any of y'all have to do. Stop capitulating to him. What he gonna do? What is he gonna do? I want you to think about it. If everybody just stop, if y'all stop being so scary, what is he gonna do? And it don't even take every citizen or resident, just the government and governmental agencies. Stop doing what he said. Just stop. It takes no big act of just don't do it. They can't fire everybody because who they gonna get to? And before you go, well, they'll just get somebody else to do it. How? Because we've seen when they've tried to get somebody else to do it, and the deer in the headlights to pop up. It'll come to a screeching halt. And we know one thing for certain, two things for sure. They don't want to outwardly look like a failure where they cannot deny it, where they cannot blame it on somebody else. Because let's say worst case scenario, they decide, okay, nobody showed up to work in the federal government. So they're like, you know what? You're all fired. I want you to think about everything that would come to a screeching halt and who would they blame? Who would be left to blame? Because at this point, staffers of this regime don't want to be staffers of this regime. From the last administration till now, do you know how many books have come out with people telling on folks? Gresham, former press secretary for Trump, is like, yeah, no, let me tell y'all how crazy this bitch is. No. Oh, side note, speaking of Gresham, yes, keep up the smoke that y'all have for Bernie Moreno and how because of smoke from the public, especially on social media, he finally decided to step up for his daughter. She was nowhere there, but whatever. I want y'all to have that same smoke for Trump. And why do I say that? Because Miller's ex before Emily Moreno was Gresham. This woman said in her book, and I'm paraphrasing, that the abuse got so bad that she would wake up in the morning and have panic attacks and be fearful because she knew during the course of the day she would have to see him. Trump and that administration knew. So keep that same energy. Keep that same damn energy. And if you missed it yesterday when we were going over Not My Type by E. Jean Carroll, next time somebody tells you, E. Jean Carroll's a fraud, she didn't do anything, she was just trying to take Trump for money. First of all, Trump was broke until he got back in the White House this time. Okay, that's why the bank shut down his accounts, because they money laundered. I told y'all they were money laundering in plain sight, but I digress. Donald Trump confessed to raping E. Jean Carroll to Jeffrey Epstein. And remember, shortly before Jeffrey Epstein died, the last couple of years, he hated Trump, and he was telling all of Trump's business to any and everybody who would listen, especially during the congressional hearings of Cassidy Hutchinson, Michael Cohen, all of these people. Jeffrey Epstein was getting the phone numbers and text messaging different members of Congress, ask them about this, ask them about that. You can find this in this document, pull this document and look on this page. Yeah, I'm not taking up for Jeffrey Epstein. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Do not get it twisted. Okay. I love when two ain't shit mofos go at each other's neck and try to take them down. Okay. I love when ain't shit people start telling each other business. Okay. I am here for it. This is the greatest telenovela I could ever sit back and watch. All right. So yeah. Gresham was also set to testify. Yes, that same Gresham. This is This is why I said give him the same amount. This is how close and great that she knew the details. Yes, dragons. That's exactly, yeah. You can say yes or no. That's it. That's why the last time he was holding out, nobody told. And this is why I say his administration really doesn't like him because nobody told him about the 10-day rule. Okay. And I know most people don't know about it because it's been so long since it's been used. Because most presidents will be like, "Yeah, I'm going to veto this," or "Yeah, I'm going to sign this," and you know how Congress can get around the veto, all these other things. But if a president just, if Congress, both house sides, the House and the Senate, are like, "Yep, we like this bill. Woo woo, we took a vote. Yeah, it passed both houses. Yay, get it to the president." The president's like, I'm just not going to sign it. Not like, oh, the president looked at it and was like, "Hey, can we make these changes or whatever? Can you add this in it?" No, just I'm not going to sign it. After 10 business days, it's codified into law. So when he was trying to hold out to force them to pass the SAVE Act, that's why nobody was making a big stink about it. And before you go, well, that doesn't mean that the GOP was on board with it. The GOP wasn't making a big stink about it either. Nobody went to Trump and was like, "Hey, ask for this change to reset the clock." No. No. Like, again, I'm not trying to take away from anybody's accomplishment. I'm not. Okay. But also, let's remember who set the precedent for the presidency of the US. George Washington, who really didn't want to be president. He essentially looked at it as a volunteer job. And I love how they really picked and chose which things that he did to make standard for the presidency. Okay. Because they're like, well, it's tradition because of George Washington. I think there are a couple of other traditions you should have kept. Like maybe not giving the president a salary. And before you go, but there are things that the president has to pay for during his 4 years in the people's house. There's a way to get around it. To keep things uniform and to ensure that nobody could use the presidency to garner wealth. And before you go, there's the emoluments clause that Trump is wiping his tush kabush with right now. They should have given a stipend, and not a stipend that you actually get and you can dole out. You get a stipend, it goes into a budget, and then you can just move the numbers around. Where it's like, okay, this is how much will go for food. Oh, you don't need that much in food. Okay, where do you want this extra amount to go? Oh, to wardrobe, okay, or to this. And it will cut down on a whole lot of things. I truly believe it. But we should have been revisiting the Constitution every 20 years, making changes as our society changed. But again, we didn't want to do that. But George Washington, he was a volunteer, essentially. And he's just like, oh, we don't. He's like, oh, I'm here for it. Okay. Yeah, I get, I'm gonna sit over here. Yeah, y'all. Yep. Again, not downplaying. Major accomplishment. There is a lot of work that goes into it, but now, hold on. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna go too deep into this one. TikTok, somebody started mass reporting this on TikTok, so it's under review, but it is available on my YouTube channel at TazJ77. There have been at least 12 states that have faced cyber attacks on their water systems. Essentially, I think y'all forgot that Iran is like, I'm gonna show you that I can get to you. Okay, look, I get that. Hear me out, Iran. Hear me out. Woohoo! Come here, baby. Come here, Booski. Hey, you look cute today. You're so adorable. You're so adorable. It's not the rest of us. None of the rest of us really wanted this. Okay, there are a handful that like him, but they don't even vote. So you can take them, you can leave them as much. Take them as servants, since they think that slavery was no big deal. Go ahead and take them and put them into, like mimic chattel slavery all the way through. Don't call it chattel slavery. Come up with something else. And don't make it too known. Don't publicize it too much. Okay. And maybe throw some dirt on them so they don't look quite white. But anywho, we keep giving you his address. Okay, he about to be in California at his golf course. I don't know how y'all didn't know, because the crazy white man knew that he was gonna be there. Because did y'all know that there was a white man that popped up at Trump's California golf course with a gun, ready to? Here's the thing: I never known the Secret Service, the FBI, or anybody to be this dysfunctional and just utterly piss poor when it came to anything. Like, everybody seems to know the president's schedule all the time. Like this, anytime Trump is in office. But here, Secret Service, stop stopping the people. Okay, evidently this is God's will. It's Allah's will. It's Buddha's will. It's a few Hindu gods' will. Okay, let it happen. Okay, don't stand in the way. Okay, let that bullet, send it on down. Send it on down. Come on now. So, just because, like, come at this point, okay, we have private security for celebrities that are better than these quote unquote professionals. Like, look, if every other time I go outside, somebody packing some heat to take me out, one, I'm gonna get my life together. I need, let me get some customer feedback cards. Two, I'm not going out the house. I'm gonna just stay inside. And I'm definitely not, like, how are you sitting here going, I'm working hard for the people, I'm doing this with no practice? First of all, anytime you try to do anything athletic, we know that there's been no practice. Okay, but you're on the golf course, like, no, like, just like, okay, if we lather him with the strawberry baby Earl, would y'all let it happen? Is that what you need? You just need a little assistant. You need some lube. Like, I don't know. Like, just let it happen. Okay, at least let the tip hit him. Just the tip. Every time you say Trump, I'm gonna send a toilet emoji to the chat. Hey, hey, Jay Thomas got a good game popping off. Every time we say Trump, put up a toilet emoji. Yes. I mean, just like his ear. Yeah, Lisette, but can we rename the chesticle area ear? I mean, they renaming everything else. Maybe if we, like, somebody, okay, y'all remember when the crazy PETA people used to take, like, red paint and throw it on people? Can we do that to Trump? Like, maybe if we put a gold, yes, heavy on the air quotes, a gold mark on him, that it would help. Asking for a friend over in Iran. Oh, Rand Paul is vaccinated while he's sitting there railing against Dr. Fauci. But you want to know who else that's been like, good mark? Yeah, it's a beacon on his head. You want to know who else that's been railing against Dr. Anthony Fauci? But they sure did rely heavily on him. Now, the Millers, Stephen and Katie, they were part of the first Trump administration. They're a part of this administration. Now, Katie Miller, I don't know if she gave birth yet or not, but she's pregnant during this administration. She was pregnant during the first administration. Surprise, surprise. At 10 weeks, that's when COVID dropped. Call the doctor. What should I do? Am I going to be okay? Dr. Fauci regularly checking in. They don't want to tell you that part of what was in the journal. Why they sitting there telling you, oh, no, the vaccine was bad. That vaccine was real good to save your baby, huh? Just the tip. That's what he said to BB. Y'all care? Yes, the straight man. Well, semi-straight. The crooked letter man. Yeah, Katie Miller and Stephen Miller was just a call in the way. Just like, walk with me down memory lane. Remember when Trump took credit for the vaccine that didn't even come from this country? See, at all the arguments that these patriots could have about the vaccine, I thought that they were going to complain about it coming from another country, but it was a white predominant country, so they're not gonna do that. Yeah, did they forget that Trump survived COVID because of the vaccine? Oh, and that good old universal health care. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, do I Trump survived COVID? Uh-huh. Did you like Trump surviving COVID? Uh-huh. So yeah. Now also, pharma exec who pushed the COVID lab leak theory is in line to take on Fauci's old job. Let me repeat that. Pharma exec who pushed the COVID lab leak theory is in line to take Fauci's old job. I miss the time where scientists believe in science. We have gotten to a point where people get into career fields just because of the wages that they believe that they can make and the wages that they do make. And here's the thing. Gen Xers come to the front. I blame you. I blame you. I blame you and I blame millennials. And let me explain why. Far too many of y'all talk about base pay and not actually believing in the career field that you're going into, not caring if you're good at that field or not. Yes, it is good to have a livable wage, but we need people in positions that are really going to put in the work to be good at it and believe in science when it's a STEM based profession. Like, why are you spending so many years in school to deny or the science you had to learn up to that point? I miss when the cuckoos were fired because their beliefs did not align with the safety of the public. A pharmaceutical executive who helped push the theory that COVID-19 came from a leak in a Chinese lab is in line to take Dr. Anthony Fauci's old job, according to a new report. Dr. Stephen Quay, the CEO of Atossa Therapeutics, which is developing a drug to treat breast cancer, is poised to become the director of the National Institute for Allergy and Infectious Diseases. Two people aware of the decision told Politico. Makes me think of Linda McMahon in education. Yes. Now, I want y'all to think. He's coming from a company that's developing a drug to treat breast cancer. Where does he think breast cancer popped up from? And for shits and giggles, let's say that is what happened. How did it get in here? How did it get in our house and run rampant? Because the goal surely wasn't to just wipe U.S. citizens and residents out, because then it would have just been concentrated here. It became global. But why was it allowed to get in here? Because everybody's like, well, we have early information. Look at Trump. He knew from the very beginning. So why didn't he keep it excluded from here? Like, we had no problem with travel bans from what he deemed to be shithole countries for absolutely no reason. So you couldn't shut down travel? Fauci served in the role for nearly 40 years until he stepped down at the end of 2022 to pursue the next phase of my career, he said in a statement released in August of that year. Fauci became a household name during the COVID-19 pandemic as health officials scrambled to find the source of the outbreak and a vaccine to treat it. One unproven theory that quickly circulated was that the virus, which killed more than 1 million Americans, was leaked from the Wuhan Institute of Virology while scientists were researching bat coronavirus. Quay has written several books about COVID-19, including The Code as a Witness, which argues that the virus originated in a lab rather than in nature. Let me remind you, he is the CEO currently of Atossa Therapeutics that is currently developing a drug to treat breast cancer. And if you've written several books on COVID since then, you're not focused on your regular 9-to-5 job. Quay had applied to be the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, but initially did not advance to the interview stage, according to one of the people familiar with the process who spoke to Politico. But Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. reportedly decided to go with Quay anyway, and the federal health officials signed off on it last week. Politico sources noted that Quay's selection is still undergoing final vetting. So the person, so let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Black people are just handed positions, okay? Just for shits and giggles, okay? Because they lower the standard for us and just hand us jobs. But we're not at the top of the list for malpractice anywhere. But okay. So this person didn't even make it through to the end of the interview process. But RFK Jr. was like, I like him. He bet shit crazy. Come on over here and work with me. Again, I need you to contact Congress. And before you go, I don't know who my representative is. Yes, you do. Pick any one of them up there. Let me reiterate this to you. Once they are elected on the federal level, they represent all of us. I know everybody likes to go, I got to represent my district. Your district is now the United States. You are bringing forth legislation, co-signing legislation, voting on legislation, and passing legislation that we all have to live under. So guess what, Buttercup? So Quay has ties to several prominent institutions, including the Massachusetts Institute of Technology and Stanford University School of Medicine, founded 6 startups, and invented 7 FDA-approved drugs, according to his website, but he does not have formal training in infectious diseases, Politico noted. Is he the Elon Musk of pharma? Because I love how they didn't say he graduated. He has ties to MIT and Stanford U medicine. He founded 6 startups and he invented 7 FDA approved drugs. I don't believe it. If you think you're like that, coronavirus could have just developed naturally. If it couldn't develop, you know what? Never mind. I'm not about to hurt my brain trying to. Trump is now denying knowing the contractor for the reflecting pool. Republican representative, specifically MAGA representative Chuck Edwards, who's 65, was busted preying on young women with long letters and creepy gifts. And before you go, why is everybody being exposed now? Because now a woman can get a job on merit. Just like a woman can get into a relationship based upon who she wants, women are now having the latitude to get jobs based upon their actual credentials. So yeah, he was writing creepy letters, long creepy letters, and giving inappropriate creepy gifts. At this point in time, dozens of judges have ruled that Trump has illegally stifled free speech. Brian Kohlberger, his desire to withdraw his plea agreement, that's virtually impossible. But he wrote out a handwritten letter to try to do so. Trump believes that he should be entitled to millions of dollars in public gifts. He claims that it was a joke, but we know Trump does not believe in gifts. Yes, Infernal. Dick Durbin has come out to slam Trump and his administration and congressional Republicans for the spike in healthcare costs. Did y'all know that Elon Musk had a rocket that crashed into the moon at 5,400 miles per hour? Well, now you know. Yeah. How does one do that? Elon Musk. You got that today? Yeah. Now, a GOP judge uncorks damning warning for Todd Blanche as DOJ suffers another big loss in court. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche took his 20th straight court case loss in President Donald Trump's bid to force states to turn over voter data before the midterm elections after a Republican appointed federal judge threw out the case and barred him from refiling. U.S. District Judge Philip Brimmer, appointed by Republican President George W. Bush, dismissed the case with prejudice, meaning Blanche cannot bring the same claims back to court. The ruling was dated Monday, but emerged in the news Tuesday. The same day, the Senate Judiciary Committee voted 12-10 to advance Blanche's nomination as permanent Attorney General to the full Senate. That is according to CNBC. Blanche had to formally rescind a $1.776 billion anti-weaponization fund, a program that could have compensated allies of Trump, including January 6 rioters, to win over to Republican holdouts after the vote nearly stalled. That's according to NPR. Legal journalist Adam Klasfeld noted on Twitter that Colorado ruling emerged the same day Blanche cleared the committee, which he should not have, but y'all too quiet on the creek. Blanche has not won a single one of these cases. That is according to Democracy Docket. The Justice Department's demand letter sent to Colorado in December of last year was the first problem Brimmer identified. It stated no basis or purpose for seeking the state's private voter data, only describing itself as a follow-up to earlier correspondence, the court order said. Second, Brimmer ruled that Colorado's voter list is not the kind of record the Civil Rights Act of 1960 requires states to produce. U.S. District Judge Colleen Lawless reached the irony of a judge with the last name of Lawless. Yes, Nana, it was very good that it was unmanned. But everything that has its unmanned is not safe. U.S. District Judge Colleen Lawless reached the same conclusion 3 days earlier when she dismissed the department's Illinois lawsuit, the 19th loss, with prejudice, ruling that the Illinois State Board of Elections created its voter list and therefore never received it from an outside source. That is according to Democracy Docket as well. The board possesses the list by its own creation, Lawless wrote. The board did not come into its possession. White people, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You try to tell yourself that they looking for Negroes and the darker skins of Hispanics and Latinos. They not. Honey bunches of votes. They can pick us out real easy, real easy. Okay. They don't really need our assistance from us for that. Like, they can send some people and pick us out and make sure we don't vote. Okay, they can incarcerate us on trumped up charges. Honey, they're looking for y'all. Okay, I told y'all this before. It's about to become McCarthyism 2.0. It's about to be McCarthyism 2.0. We're already getting to the point. Y'all remember when the one family hired some roofers and then called ICE on them to avoid paying for them? It's going to get to the point where we joke about the purge, but without the murder. People going to be like, oh, I like that house, or oh, I want her job. And they're going to start reporting people. There was a gentleman who, since COVID, has made like fake websites, fake hotline numbers to get people essentially to snitch on themselves. And there's quite a few that have already said that they were jealous of somebody's car, that, you know, they were calling ICE because of that. This ain't about us. Honey bunches of votes, you're the litmus test, not us. Not us. Mm-mm. They don't really care what us Negroes do. They're gonna come gather you all up. You have people that don't understand Abrahamic religions. You have people that don't understand that Catholicism is also Christianity. You're about to start seeing a war between the denominations. You're going to have people starting to say that it's their denomination that is the one true way. You're going to start to have people say that um, where their ancestry hails from, that's, they're the good ones, they're the better ones. Yeah, I've said it before, I've said it in my classes, I'm going to say it here. The hierarchy of race was never meant for a race of people, a family of people, a group of people to sit on top of it. It was meant for a single person to sit up there. And before you go, no, that's not true, then why teach and indoctrinate people into rugged individualism? That it's a dog eat dog world and eliminating one. Yeah, this is why there's so many categories. There are so many categories for white people. There's supposed to be one big community, right? And I'm talking official categories. I'm not talking about, the tongue in cheek, I'm spicy white. No. Mm. Oops. Mm-hmm. And that, my dear, that is the sad part. But what the hell? Hold on. Wait a second. Okay. Don't know where that started. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Things just want to play on their own. That was on a, wait a minute. I was going to say it's on a timer, should be playing. All right. So FAA investigating why a plane was allowed to take off as Trump's helicopter approached. Can we stop stopping the inevitable? The Federal Aviation Administration, the FAA, is investigating why a plane was allowed to take off as President Trump's helicopter was approaching Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport on Tuesday after in what appears to be a violation of safety procedures put in place after last year's mid-air collision near the busy Washington, D.C. airport. This is why regulations are important, class, and this is also why we need a proper amount of inspector generals and a transportation secretary that knows more about transportation than how to load his Brady bunch of kids into a van and drive around the continental United States. The incident occurred as Marine One left the White House for Andrews Air Force Base with the president aboard for the first leg of a West Coast trip. A commercial jet took off at the same time. After 67 people died on January 29th, 2025, when an airliner collided with an Army Black Hawk helicopter, the FAA decided that all takeoffs and landings at Reagan would be halted anytime a helicopter passes by the airport. The airplane that took off Tuesday was climbing above Marine One as the helicopter approached, so the two aircrafts were not on collision course. The FAA said in a statement that the preliminary investigation showed there was a momentary loss of separation, after which the aircraft continued to move away from one another. The air traffic controller was in contact with both the commercial pilot and the Marine One pilot during the loss of the separation. The White House emphasized that Trump was not in danger during the incident. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. He got a lot of kids, Jay Thomas. He does. Marine One flights are piloted by some of the best aviators in the world, and at no point was the president in harm's way, said White House spokesperson Kush Desai. And the Marine Corps defended the actions of their helicopter pilots. He wasn't in danger at all. I don't know how I feel about that. And he was in contact with the air traffic control the whole time. Air traffic control. Okay, y'all were understaffed, underpaid, overworked. Ideal conditions. Catch what I'm putting down? Use it to your advantage, allegedly. Susan Collins, a no on Todd Blanche for attorney. Susan, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche cleared a critical hurdle Tuesday in his bid to be confirmed to the post after swaying Republican holdouts on a Senate committee to advance his nomination for a floor vote. First of all, I need y'all to stop believing him. He's just going to keep renaming and reallocating that $1.776 billion slush fund. Okay, that's what they did before. Let me remind y'all, the slush fund was already in existence. Okay, they were reallocating part of the funds and renaming it, just like Doge existed. It just had a different name, and it was a committee, not a cabinet. It's still a committee. Well, you know what I mean. So the Senate Judiciary Committee voted 12-10 along party lines in support of the nomination of President Donald Trump's former personal attorney, who has aggressively pushed the Republican administration's priorities since taking over from Pam Bondi in April. Let's tell the truth. He has been pushing the party's agenda when he was in control, while Pam Bondi was there as the face, as the spokesmodel, if you will. Remember, the administration are hiring gamers for these positions. Yeah, well, they're not hiring, trying to recruit gamers for the position. And there aren't, and the gamers that like would rock with Trump again wouldn't be voting for him. Wouldn't I don't think they're of age to be work there. After Senator Susan Collins said Tuesday evening that she will vote against his confirmation when the full chamber votes later this week, Blanche can only afford to lose support from one more Republican. If Senator Mitch McConnell of Kentucky, who was hospitalized after his fall, does not return in time, all Democrats are expected to oppose Blanche. Who's going to fake the vote for Mitch McConnell? Which one of his staffers is going to do it? Whenever they announce Mitch McConnell's death, I need everybody to immediately call for an autopsy. We need to know the precise date and time of death. I need to know when it, not when it was called, when he officially became brain dead. Because personally, I believe that machines are keeping him alive right now. And I think the only reason they haven't called it so thus far is because it's too obvious. So, who's going to vote for Mitch McConnell? Who is going to cast that vote? Because, and before you go, but as the Speaker of the House and all of them said, you can't vote in abstention. They do it all the damn time, okay? They give y'all sound bites and they love to clip farm. They do it all. Speaker Johnson is the Grim Pooba of proxy voting. I don't want to hear about it. Who is going to vote for him? Because keep in mind, these are the same people who, yeah, I was on the phone with him for 2 hours. I was on the phone with him for 45 minutes. Yes, we discussed blah, blah, blah. Y'all ain't talk policy with Mitch McConnell that much when Mitch McConnell could walk around and talk. Because I promise you, if we ain't had a lengthy conversation, if we've never, quote unquote, talked shop, and then I end up in the hospital and you want to come and talk to me about work, even if I am dead, I'm lifting up in that bed because I'm going to smack the dog spittle out of you. They got, okay, not technically voting, trying to present like some paperwork, and they were asked specific questions and they got really, really nervous. Now, like I said before, have there been other congressmen and women who have been incapacitated and their staff has covered it up to keep a check? One time it was for the politician, to keep the check money coming in so that they could pay for the hospice facility that they were in. Not making excuses, just telling y'all what it was. But at this point, this is egregious. This is egregious. You've been a staffer for Mitch McConnell. You are going to be a hot commodity. You know, like, you have access to his Rolodex. He did, just like Dianne Feinstein's former staffers. They had to pick of the litter where they could go. They know they formed relationships with the who's who. I need you to think about it. These are people who've been sent to go talk to this person, that person, just like Cassidy Hutchinson was explaining, the people she got to hobnob with and how it helped her career and how she advanced and everything else. You've been a staffer for Mitch McConnell. Yeah. At this point, he can't talk for himself for 2 minutes. Exactly. So I wouldn't be telling the lie that he ain't dead, that he alive. I would be like, yeah, he dead. Okay. Who want to hire me now? And I'm going to need $5 more on the hour. Like, I need people to get it together. Keeping this up isn't going to work for the staffers. Now you're going to decrease your chances of staying in the political realm. You might be able, hey, Tony, you might be able to start over, but you're going from the bottom. You would have to go to like one of these school board elections and get on the staff for one of them. An alderman, an assemblyman, a congressman, a council member, something like that. But why, when you've already been working on Capitol Hill? Why tank yourself that way? So there's a Wisconsin brewery that's now like, hey, when they officially announced that Mitch is dead, come get a free beer. But they still haven't. We're at day 50. Day 50. Yeah, like we're at day 50. Just say he did. Just because it's again, you're tanking your chances. You're taking your chances at credibility. Kind of like a couple years ago, there was a guy that decided to hop on TikTok and tell his story about spending time in prison for robbing the bank that he worked at. And then he was shocked that, one, his platform didn't blow up, because that's the only story he had. That was the only bit of content. He didn't have the creativity to garner a big following and then sustain it and make it marketable, right? So, of course, he had to try to get a job, and he was like, nobody's going to hire me. You had a chance, okay? Whatever the agreement was, his charges and everything weren't public record. Like, he showed people how to verify his story, okay? And there was like 6 different steps to get through to find the information, whatever. This is what they're doing. Yeah, I feel like he's been dead for a long time too, Carrie. So, I don't know. I would not tank myself for the sake of any of these politics. You need a career after all of this. And before you go, well, Taz, they can write a book. Do you know how many books have been written about Trump? There are a few that for a period of time will, people will buy some copies. And a lot of these people will buy the copies and don't read them. Now, I bought a couple of the books, but y'all know I've got the literature series. I read the books. And because I like to share little nuggets with y'all that doesn't get voted into the literature series. But even with that, like Cassidy Hutchinson, I don't know how many books she sold, but the best parts of her book, people were asking her about when she was doing her book tour. So after a while, it was kind of like when Brokeback Mountain and Titanic came out. People like myself were like, well, I'm not going to watch the movie because you told the plot. You told everything. Hey, Susan, you told everything. So again, how marketable could that be? How profitable could it be? And because the question has popped up from time to time, people are like, well, what about his kids? First of all, Elaine Chao is his second wife. Okay. His first wife is Cheryl. Well, his first wife was Cheryl Redmond. That's who he has 3 children with. They were married from 1968 to 1980. Okay. He hold on. When did he marry? He married Elaine Chao in 1993. So many people, because I keep pointing this out. Everybody's like, well, what about his children? I'm like, you found out about his children. Generally, these people saying this have found out after I said that Ellie, the one daughter, shut down her social media. Y'all didn't know he had kids. But you expect these kids that presumably they've been estranged to do what? He's married. Newsflash, y'all. Once you get married, your children are no longer your next of kin. If your children are single, you would be their next of kin. So the kids really don't have any say so. And if his wife don't give a damn, why do y'all care? When his sister-in-law died because of her Tesla, he wasn't there to console his wife or her family. When Trump was being extremely disrespectful and racist towards his wife, as she was the transportation secretary, to the point where she was like, F this, I'm done. He didn't stand up for her. Like, society, you got to stop this. I'm going to teach women how to stand up to abusive men and then turn around and act like children and women are supposed to be there in the dying days of these abusive ain't shit people. And I'm saying people because sometimes it's a man, sometimes it's a woman, sometimes it might be a non-binary person. But no. And also, Mr. Addison, in case you missed it, it's named after an uncle. Yes, his first name is Addison. Why he decided to go by Mitch, I don't freaking know. Okay, but that's the Addison. Whoops. Did not mean to click that. All right, people. Before we get the second half of this part has started, we have a new ad. Run the ad. Then we'll get this party started. All right.
This isn't that town where the vibe is real. Much for every aspect, how you feel. Protest with no teams, a brand new deal. Unify with options that reveal. Show you are a king with melanated grace. a cat booty coffee in that place. Tazisms.com, be gloriously true. Riding on your squeaky tank, brand new. Be gloriously original, through and through. Tazisms.com, be gloriously true.
Howdy. Real quick, Essie, to answer your question, yes, I have been following the Warner Brothers Paramount merger. The trial for that has been officially set to begin in March. That's why I really haven't said too much about it, because kind of got to put a pin in it until either we get some more negotiations before the official trial or the trial happens. In the calendar. So joining me is Mr. Dragon, and of course, Smoking Hot Mess Justice Buck.
Hello.
So, and there she go. You love her. I love her. There you go.
Hi, Christina.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
Hi.
Oh, y'all hush.
So,
Here, puppies.
oh, it's your puppy. Hi,
I don't know
puppy.
what we're talking about.
Oh, what puppy you got? You? Oh, she did.
They will not stop.
Oh, she did. That's what she did. Tell me more, puppy. What else did she do? Oh,
They will not stop.
oh, was that? It was that type of treat. Oh, we love the puppies. Okay, well, Mr. Dragon, I know you got a good zoo story. Let's start with you.
Okay. So I proposed this yesterday.
Dragon, I know you got a good story.
For Friday, but we wanted to do it today. I guess we can use a little bit of a break, to say the least. So I want to talk about the time a tiger became my therapist.
I'm sorry, a tiger became your therapist?
I'm just gonna ask what? Tiger therapy?
Is because of the things that were made at the time. This is when the Omaha's new gorilla house was made. It was just finished.
Okay.
And everyone else was taking their sweet time. I got out there faster. They used to have next to it the cat complex, and the cat complex contained all sorts of cats like that. And there were 3 cages. One had a leopard, and one had a white Bengal tiger, and the other had an orange on-ear tiger.
Okay.
I was having a bad week or something. I think it was something going on in school. I can't remember. High school sucked for me. For me, it's hard to pick a single moment. So I go to talk. So I get out of there first. My mom, my sister, and the people we were going with are taking their sweet time. I get bored, and I walk to this tiger. To the tigers, because I just wanted to, I don't know, see the tigers or something. I don't know why. I just started venting to it. And for some reason, it just sat there and stared at me. I swear, if you looked in his eyes, it was like if I could give it a notebook and paper, I can guarantee you it would be using its mouth to write it down. And this is the punchline of the story. The next time I came back, just like a few months later, we all go down to this thing. My family's together. We go to the cat complex, and the same tiger looks at me. It was already paying attention to someone else. Looks at me, gets up, walks over, lays down, and just gives me the look like, "All right, go ahead."
That's funny. It recognized you.
I think you
swear
owe that tiger like $29.95 an hour.
It passed on for generations because a couple of years ago they made a zoo exhibit, a new exhibit where they call the Asian Highlands, and they moved the tiger there. Tiger's there. This was years later. The tiger that was originally talking to me, long dead. Dead.
You know what?
And then I sat down, and then I look at the time. I had a kid on my arms, and I swear to God, that must have been like his son or something, because it again looked at me for a second, like a little bit, almost like it was expecting me to say something, and then it just walked away.
Dragon, the cats are warning one another. What have you found the therapist? What in the heck?
I don't know. Weird things happen to me, Taz.
I can't judge. I can't judge because I admitted to choking out a bird. So
I'll keep quiet. I'm gonna say a story about what my mom did. But I know Jess and Justina have some stories of their own.
We listen and we slightly
Just a slight judgment. That's it. It's really nothing. Really, it really is nothing. Just cat therapy. I'm here for it. You know, I think there have been worse things that have been dubbed to therapists. So, you know, the tiger therapy.
I don't know, but I got the shit scared out of me. Was in the dining room. And the other day I was working at the dining room table. So I had like a pouch with like some highlighters and some different colored ink pens in them, right? So I was walking over to dig in there looking for one particular pen. Because yes, y'all, it might take me a few more days, but I am going through the new addendum from the Heritage Foundation. I am 2 pages in and I have about 6 pages of corrections already. So that's why I had to go get the pens to like color code it to like break down in my notes this. You know how like when you look at your curtain, if you don't have blackout curtains, you can see like a shadow.
Yep.
I see this like it from the curtain, it looked like a floating blob. Okay. I didn't panic then. I was like, okay, babe must be messing with me. Like, and then I thought, like, wait a minute. I would have got a Ring camera alert if he would have pulled up in the front. Like, what is this going on? So I was like, you know what? I'm going to just back up. I'm going to keep my eye on the window. I'm going to go get my phone. I'm going to shoot him a message. I'm going to call them people, right? I see the blob go back across. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's leaving the yard, I guess I'm safe. Let me go peek through the front window and see what it is. Y'all, it was a fat ass squirrel. What I was seeing was it walking on the fence. I just couldn't see the fence part.
Oh.
So to me, because I didn't open the curtain, I didn't know what I was afraid. Like, I didn't want that situation where I'm looking at them, they looking at me. Like,
it could have gotten awkward.
Yeah. Like, because I'm looking like it is. I mean, and I knew there was like a fat ass squirrel in the back because the one day I saw it through the slats in the fence. I didn't really like it's. Oh hell no. But I was about to just back on up into the office and shut the door. Now, small caveat before y'all ask, I was not about to wrestle with Harley Pup to get her in this office with me. Nope. If it was getting in the house, she was on her own. She was gonna have to get
Good job.
Sorry, I had to hear myself. That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Because I'll kid you not. And then I thought about it, like where I was at the table stand, I couldn't see the fence. big blob going past. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And it was a squirrel the whole time.
It was the squirrel. But on a bright note, I think, and I might say this, and then the cat tried to square with me tomorrow. But the one cat that for about a year and a half be looking at me like he wanna, or she, I don't know, wanna whoop my ass. I haven't seen him in a while, so I don't know if they found a home or what, or they just decided to give up on walking past the house and just staring up. Because I would go out to the mail. Well, this cat would come down to the bottom and just look up at me like, I see you. Because there was one time I sat outside. This cat came. I'm like, I ain't even that mad. I'm gonna go back in the house because I don't want no problems with you. I don't want no problems with you. You are not an Aristocat. You something else.
I remember the Aristocats. They were cool.
Oh, Jay Thomas, what was the tiger thinking about? The dragon.
I'll be perfectly honest. I think the first half he was like, "What is this human doing?" And like the other half is like, "Okay, so X and Y is being an ass to you. Okay, got it. All right, someone framed you, you got suspended for it. Okay, whatever." And then I know the second time his thoughts were, "Okay, let's get this over with."
Yeah.
That is like I knew like before. I don't know if the first thoughts entirely, because like I said, I can only imagine in my head him holding a pencil in his mouth in a notebook. But I know the second thought was, "Okay, let's get this over with."
Like, we know this guy. He's gonna come through and start talking. We're gonna.
Where were you going to therapy at? Oh, Zootopia. Zootopia MD. That's pretty. It's cheap.
Zoo.
Right.
Oh, the Henry Doyle Zoo office. So many wonders.
I guess it's better than going to what was that Fraggle Rock?
Oh, Fraggle Rock. That's it.
I think some people, some of y'all,
I leave.
some of y'all substituted Fraggle for a different type of rock, and it shows, y'all.
Definitely. Crackle Rock.
Okay, so I have a story. Okay, y'all know
I used to not want to snack so much until you kept reminding me how delicious snacks were.
So y'all know I live in Crow Pussy. Like
Yes.
I literally feed the crows. There's a murder of crows around here. I live kind of in the city, what you'd call a city, but it's kind of in the county. Anyway, there's a murder of crows, 25 strong at my house. And I've trained them every Sunday morning before I go deliver my stuff to the unhoused people. I go out there and I throw stuff for them to eat, whatever I have that week, bread, peanuts, corn, whatever. But anyway, they do this thing. It's natural. There's nothing, woo, woo, woo. They circle, then they land. I'm out there one morning throwing my corn out and my peanuts, and my neighbor across the street, who was new at the time that did not know me, took it upon herself to call the police on me. And she told the police that I was out there summoning the devil.
Oh.
Okay. All right, let me give y'all a little backup of way the outside of my house looks without doxing myself too much. I took a challenge 3 TikTok accounts back. I painted my fence, my garbage can, the outside of part of my barn where I could reach because I'm really short. Granted, it's all rainbow.
Okay.
And my neighbor that moved in across the street, she wears a lot of red hats and says a lot of rude things.
She's a bitch.
She's a bitch.
Bitch.
But she calls the police and tells the police that I'm out here summoning the devil and doing gay shit.
Oh, wow. Damn.
She said it just like that. And the cop that come to my house said it just like that. She said you was doing gay shit. I said, well,
Something in the I'd love to ask her. See, I would have knocked on the door like, how do you know what summoning the devil looks like?
so I let it drop. I let it drop. For 2 weeks, I let it drop. For 2 weeks, I worked 2 Sundays in a row. And the next Sunday, I made sure I fed them extra stuff. So there, not only did the crows come, we had raccoons during the day. That's not normally during the day out there. And she ended up calling the police again on me and told them again I was doing gay shit and worshiping the devil again.
But the gay shit with the animals. Was it just girl animals?
Just out here willy nilly calling the cops.
I mean, questions. I literally, when I fix breakfast for the older people on my road on Sunday mornings that can't get out and go to church and stuff because I know they're watching their church on their phones and whatever. But anyway, there's just a few of them on my road, and I decided I would try to make friends, and I carried her a biscuit and some sausage and gravy over there. She throwed it at me and told me she didn't want my gay gravy.
Oh wow.
And that was the last I didn't. She's older, so I didn't want. I just kind of
gay gravy is only shared between men. But Nana J said to tell you should have lit a candle and danced too.
Well, I picked up my gay gravy.
Do it next time.
I picked up my gay gravy and just made a trail from her front door all the way to the road. And in here in Mississippi, everything's fire ants.
Oh no!
Yeah, because gay gravy that's shared between men, not women.
Yeah, I understand if I'm making gay gravy. Are you gay, honey? Are you a man?
I have respectfully denied gay gravy.
Well, shit. Well, I mean, I learned the other day from. I don't know why people choose to troll me and then block me after a while. But I learned from this person that no man would ever want me because I'm too weird. And I will never be married because I do too much gay shit. Now, how do we get to I do too much gay shit? I had commented on a post asking a lovely lady where she got her t-shirt because it was a Rainbow Bright t-shirt, and I like the doll Rainbow Bright. I just want to know what the t-shirt was. This rando, you do too much gay shit. Well, thank you for paying attention to who I am. Appreciate you.
Was this recently?
It's just Rainbow Bright.
Yeah,
like a few years ago. I gotta know.
No, it was recently, like just a couple days ago. I just went, and I never found out where the lady got the t-shirt from because she didn't know it was a gift, and the person who gifted to her died during COVID, so she's had the t-shirt for a while. Now, this person does have some dark humor, so I joked back and was like, "So you stopped using the Ouija board? Like you can't ask them tonight at the stroke of midnight?"
Right.
So said person that said that I do too much gay shit was like, "See, and this is why God doesn't like you."
I mean, why would we gotta be gay and witches?
First of all, did God take that? Because he didn't tell me that when I talked to him earlier. I asked him, like, "Are we still cool?" He said, "Yeah, we still cool." He did tell me to be a little bit nicer to my daddy this week. But that's about it. Oh, for those of y'all that don't know, I'm irritated with Pastor Pops. Okay, why? Because the heathen is really acting like he grown. He's not. And before you go, but Taz, aren't you grown? We're not talking about me. We're talking about my daddy. All right. He told me yesterday that he was going to be taking a trip to Florida. I said on purpose. He said, "Stop saying that." No.
I'm stuck down there.
And I said, "So when are you going and how long are you going to be there?" Yes. When are you going? In 2 hours? I'm know you've been planning this for a while. Why did you wait the 2 hours? Well, I need to get some rest. How long are you gonna be down there? Well, blah blah is gonna handle class. Blah 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 is gonna handle. I didn't ask none of that. I don't go to your church anymore. I don't care who's doing that. When are you coming back? Because this is. I'm a throat punch you. I'm a throat punch you. Oh yeah, I should be back Sunday. Okay, text me when you get there, and then text me when you get back home. Okay. Didn't hear nothing last night. Sitting there earlier today. Ring, ring, ring. But then, answer. I hear people in the background. Who is there with you? When did you get there? Who just got there? I don't believe you, but who's there with you? You start listening to these people, one of which is my damn nemesis. I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna let you have fun. We're gonna talk about this when you get back, and I'm not pleased with you. He don't laugh. It's like, why you rush your daddy off the phone? He's on my nerves. So I knew something was up when he didn't want to tell me. Okay. And I said, if you die down there, I'm not coming to get your body. That's where it's gonna stay.
Oh,
it's gonna stay down there. Better
don't
hope
die.
the inflatable hope figures out a way to get your body back, or you staying down there. I'm tired of. I'm not doing it.
He made that choice.
Does
Yep,
liking
have to
the
live with
Bears
it.
make me a park ranger? Yeah, according to their logic, it does. It makes you a park ranger. Yeah, it does. Because I found out. What was it? Around Halloween, Twizzlers had these different color, different flavor Twizzlers, like bags of them, right? We went to Menards. I went to pick up a bag. I guess I picked up both, and I was like, well, they're here. I'm gonna just pay for them and keep them. Okay. So I had some, and I had made a video with one in my hand. Just a quick video, something popped into my head, something silly. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna share it with the people. Somebody was like, this can't get any more gayer than that. Then what? The candy?
Wow.
I don't know if you know this. Eating candy doesn't make you gay. Eating another one makes you gay. She didn't like that. She was a little confused.
There's two different kinds of candy in there, and she definitely picked it with the wrong one.
Yeah, she told me she was gonna put me on the prayer list at her church, and she was gonna have her pastor pray for me. Okay, but I wasn't wrong. Eating a Twizzler wouldn't make me gay.
So now it's gravy and candy.
Right. The thing about it is, when I got it, and I wish I would have got more bags, but this particular bag was specific to Halloween, I found out. Because two of the young ladies at church, they were like, oh, these are the best kind. I was like, I should have got some more back, because they were delicious. And each color was a different flavor. It wasn't like they just changed the color for the season. And I was like, girl, did you ain't pay no attention to my joke? Like, I was disappointed in that. Like, that was funny. Like, this. Okay, I got. Okay, so I told y'all a while back that when my mother gave birth to me, she had a cat. I got to tell you the origin story for this cat so you understand all the audacity, okay, and why this cat ran the house. My grandparents, my granny and papa, yes, the originators of all of my shenanigans, told my mother, no pets. No pets. We got enough taking care of you kids. No pets. My mother walking home from school sees a random cat in the rain, decides she's going to take the cat home. Did she hide the cat? Nope. Just cat roaming around. My granny was like, we got to get rid of the cat. No pets. If you get rid of the cat, I'm going to run away. I told you, my mother looked the same, act completely different, okay? She was a maniac. So I had a cat for a couple years. Then she decided she wanted to venture into the whorehouse and decided she was going to do the Uchi Coochie Wally Wally. And So I go home with my mother, obviously. Cat decides I'm its baby. Didn't give a damn about my mama. The cat started skippity papping the shit out of my mama. Okay, nobody else in the house. Everybody else could hold me, change me, feed me, everything else. Just my mama. And the cat's name was Snowball. White, beautiful cat. Okay, but with the personality of Heathcliff and the appetite of Garfield. All right. But I mean, my mama come near, skippity pap. Now, my granny and papa have now since warmed up to the cat. Okay, cat has its own chair. It was a big, bright yellow ass chair. Only the cat sat in that chair, full of cat hair, nothing else. My papa was buying the damn cat salmon, and I'm not talking like canned salmon. No, salmon and filet mignon. Okay, the cat did eventually die of gout. I kid you not. I wish I was joking, but again, my family. What the fuck is wrong with him? Sorry, Andrew. I know
the gout and died. Damn.
Wow.
So this cat decided its baby. Okay. Now eventually, my mama got to move out the house. Okay, because she got married. She was like, "Hey, kitty, hey, Snowball, you want to come with me?" He was like, "What? I don't like you. Just make sure I get my visitation with my baby." So we would go to visit. This cat would run up on me. Like, I've been yoked up by this cat before. Like, literally grab my collar. If I lay down, the cat will lay down. But I'm allergic to cats. Did this cat care? No. Eyes swollen up, can't breathe, wheezing, didn't care. If I fell asleep at my granny and papa's house, this cat was falling asleep on my chest. Why? This cat would go nose to nose with me to see if I was breathing. No, bitch, you're the reason why I can't breathe.
You're the one.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just such a cat thing.
I totally felt.
Did I love this cat? Absolutely. When the cat passed away, after I made my grandparents spend an exorbitant amount of money taking this cat to the vet, the cat was on life support at the damn vet. Okay, yes. Before somebody goes, Taz, you're so spoiled. Never denied that. Never denied that. I was spoiled by my granny and papa. Never denied that. This is why I hung out with them. I told y'all. Yeah.
They were fun.
Okay.
They were buying stuff.
And the money was. Okay. My parents was broke. I didn't have no job because, minor. I was broke. They wasn't broke. Chemist and a surgical tech. I'm going there. Okay. So cat finally dies. My grandparents were like, okay, we can't afford to keep the cat can't do nothing. Like, you can't just go every day and just visit the cat. Just beep, beep, beep. Like, that's just, I said, okay, fine. You can essentially pull the plug, but I need a funeral. And they're like, okay, we'll bury me. No, I don't think you understand. I need a funeral. Like, real few. Go get a minister. Well, your grandfather is not a minister, chemist, and I got my eye on him. Don't be trying to turn my cat into fossil fuels. Yes, I know that's not how that works. Keep in mind, I was a child. And I was very literal when it came to words back then. So, took the day off of school because no, I was not waiting till the weekend. Mainly because my granny wouldn't put the cat in the freezer. So I could wait till the weekend. Did I ask her? Yes. As an adult, I understand not putting the cat in the freezer. We didn't have pet cemeteries and all that good stuff back then. All right. And this is just a few years before Pet Cemetery came out. So we have the funeral, have the whole processional. My grandfather, it made everyone, I later found out, from the street come to the funeral. He also made everybody get professional treatment on their yard because I'm also allergic to dandelions. Again, yes, I know. So we have a whole service, a mini choir, have the whole processional, bury the cat underneath my grandparents' deck. We planned everything but a repast. So then my grandparents were like, what are we going to do? Well, we got to eat. My grandma's like, I don't feel like cooking. Oh, we're not eating here. We're... So, The repast was at was at a pretty high-end steakhouse. Why? Because I told my granny and papa that my broken heart could be mended by a good hearty steak.
Oh, okay. Taz was thinking ahead. We got the
Thanks, Sam.
steak. Look, we got the steak. I'm here for the steak.
And I
Yes.
said I needed steak. I said I needed surf and turf to pay homage to my poor cat parent. And my mother was like, y'all better not fall for this.
But they did.
Yep. Just like for my adoption day, I got a cake.
What kind of cake? Red velvet?
Red velvet. Yep.
Okay. Yep.
I
You're
can't.
like, you better not
You
get that.
the man, a grip's a grip and a grip and an A.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what? I feel like this. My parents were like, stop asking your granny and papa for stuff in front of you. Okay, cool, bet. But it was because it was some points at time where like my parents would compete because like about a year and a half later, my mom got me a cat. Now, granted, I'm gonna tell you that this is one of the times I want to throat punch my mother. The cat didn't like anybody else in the family.
Just
So
you?
during my foray at Crystal Lake, yes, that Crystal Lake, when I called my granny and papa to come get me, I guess the cat went on a just not turn into Depot and go beat everybody ass in the house.
I love it.
My mother was like, screw that. And she was going to take the cat to the shelter. I don't know what story they were going to tell me. So they get the cat in the car some way, somehow. Whatever they had the cat in, the cat got out. Right by, there was a park, like a big, it was like a park / nature preserve because you could go deer hunting at certain time. And there was a caretaker family that lived on the property. I went to school with the daughter for a while. So they got to there, the window was open, cat got out and ran out. And they were like, they were going to go chase after the cat. They're following the cat up this windy road up into the park / nature preserve. The cat went to the like door. Family opened the door. Cat went in and she turned around and looked at him like, beach. But when I finally got back home, you could tell they got their ass beat back. They got, and I was like, "What did y'all do to the cat?" They said
at some point they started to talk some.
Yeah, but they said they were sitting around watching TV, and they said one person noticed the cat came in the room. They didn't think anything of it. The cat sat down for a little bit, and they said, then all of a sudden, just went around the room like. And I was like, y'all just sat there. You watched one person get beat up, and you thought the cat wasn't coming. Okay. Cool.
I must thought he was gonna get tired.
I was like, what? See, something wrong with y'all that the cat don't like none of y'all. Like
that cat came home with a list.
Damn.
Right. I was like, the cat probably thought y'all did something to me. Like it's been a while. She ain't been back. Like
I had to hide my cat allergy from my mom. We had a cat named Mr. Meow when I was a kid. And so I hid the cat allergy. Like I would be all puffed up and stuff trying to wash my hands and make sure I didn't catch the allergy. Oh my God, it was crazy. But yeah, we had him for a really long time. And then the next cat we had was named Puppy Cat. So we've had some strange named cats. But I didn't let Puppy Cat near me. Puppy Cat was cool. He was from afar. He was the runt of a litter, and we just kind of let him live out his days. Yeah, he was pretty cool. But that's my cat story. But I'm so allergic to cats. It's not even funny. That's why I laugh when you talk about it. Like I feel that. We got
a full-bred German Shepherd. We didn't have that dog for very long. That dog and my mom. I don't know if you ever had a dog try to treat you like you was the other woman in your house, but that dog would go over by my dad and look over at my mama like, bitch.
Damn.
If my dad
A little hostile, huh?
hind legs and like put her paws up on his shoulders and then like kick her.
Oh wow.
And my mom was like the one taking care of this dog. Like my mom was the one that wanted the dog. And I remember one time I came home from school, the dog is barking, my mom cussing her out, and I'm just standing at the door. I just closed the door and slipped back out. And I don't know why my granny had pulled up. My granny and my grandma pulled up. They were in the same car. And they're like, why are you outside? I said, my mama argued with the mistress. I thought, because that's what me and my brothers had started calling the dog, okay? I thought they knew about the joke.
Oh.
Baby, listen. My grandma looked at my granny and was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't raise him to be that way. They don't went barreling in like they was going to wreck shop.
Looking for the
A few minutes
mistress.
later, they came back out. She argued with the dog. Yeah.
That's
Then
the
the
mistress.
look. My grandma was like, there was a look, and I didn't get it till I was an adult. My grand, we're black. And I was looking at her like, what the hell that got to do with it? I didn't think me saying mistress, the next thing that they thought when they saw the dog was that my dad, the dog was, I didn't realize that was their thought process.
They took it literal.
Yeah, but then that was the dog that started breaking free out of the backyard and running to the police department. And yeah, you want to be 5-0, you're going to go be 5-0. You got to get out this house. There wasn't no criminal activity going on, but my mom was looking for any excuse. We say, Harley treats you like, Harley does treat me like the other woman now. She used to like me a little bit. Now she's like, you still, there's a lot of days in a row that you still here. like, did you get lost? I don't want you to live here no more.
And the Taz is like, too bad, I'm here. I'm here. I'm staying.
Right. And I'm the one that's
anywhere.
nice to her. Like, girl. Until it's time to get a bath. She cool till it's time to rinse off. Then it's off to the races.
Mm-hmm.
Harley is innocent.
Some of my favorite cat stories is my cat Sparrow. Before she became my maximum cuddle kitty, every day, without fail, I would hear this at least once a day from my mom. Stop nesting on me, because she had no front claws. Claws made her keep her back claws to make sure it was a good climb stuff. Still, but around this area. Let me put this down before I just been really dumb. And Sparrow was like,
Yeah.
And like every single time, and of course after mom passed and Sparrow went to me. To me, she did it, the same thing on my stomach. I'm like, I just give you like about an hour. You're gonna give it up eventually.
See,
my crazy.
Yeah, my crazy. I'm gonna beat the shit out of your family cat. She, first of all, I woke up in the middle of the night because I thought me as a kid, my imagination was crazy. I thought like something was crawling out of my body. Nope. The cat had latched onto my underarm and was licking my which freaked me out and grossed me out so much. And I'm trying to get the cat off, and the cat is now clinging, not to my skin, but like to my pajamas, because she crawled into my pajamas. And I'm screaming. My parents come running up, and as they come and like open the door, my leg gave out, and I just go timber. Again, cat is on the inside of my nightgown. My parents have no idea what's going on. They just see me flailing around and falling down. And I'm like, get it. It's trying to eat.
You're gonna say so much.
I'm like looking at me like, the hell is wrong?
What a time for the no call, no show late to show up, huh?
And so
Damn.
my dad is like, okay, let's just get her in the bed. So they go to lift me up, and then the cat comes running out, and they're looking at me, looking at the cat, looking. Yeah.
It's, well, it's like one of those, I
Like,
kind
I'm
of
here
it's one of those
struggling.
moments where she had like a thought process in someone's mind, because I'm like I would love to be the fly in their brain going like, wait.
Yeah, but this was also during the time where, for some reason, everything was like scented for girls with strawberries and bananas and oranges and mangoes. So I wasn't old enough to like need deodorant, but I had like my little after nighttime bath lotions and stuff. So
Mhm.
I had to get what I called grown-up lotion, which I thought was gross because it didn't smell pretty. It just, smelled like lotion because it did. And I was
Regular,
so mad
regular
about it.
lotion. Yep.
Yeah, because to keep my cat from. And when I told my grandma, she was like, "What do you mean the cat tried to eat through you, baby?" She was like, just. And see, my grandma and granddaddy, they were that old school couple that called each other ma and pa, that type.
Yep.
She's like, pa, go talk to your granddaddy. Just that was her answer to when she would just look. What? And then sometimes my you want to go to the store and get a snack? Like, if he didn't have an answer for me, you want to go to the store and get a snack? Yeah.
Oh, so that's where the addiction came from.
Yeah, come on, let's go. Well, plus he would also bribe me and my one brother with the snack, because he would go to the track when he wasn't supposed to be at the horse track. Was he always gambling on horses? No, he liked to hang out with horses. He grew up around horses, but he wasn't supposed to be there all that time, because even if you didn't bet on the horses at the time, the closest track to us, you had to pay to get in.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like they couldn't afford it. No, my grandma, y'all remember, liked to go to Saks and Neiman Marcus every Saturday. So you were not straying from her budget, so she could go to Saks and Neiman Marcus every Saturday. She said that was her reward for putting up with him. Keep in mind, that woman cheated to get him. So she would, I don't know how she convinced him that he owed her. Ma'am. Okay. Because when people go, and any of my family members that may see this, when they're like, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. Well, my granddaddy did. I don't suggest doing it, but you can't say that.
But we have proof. It can't
What
happen.
do you call it? I'm telling you, nothing was more uncomfortable than sitting in my grandma's foyer, and this skinny old black man came up to me, yeah, can you tell my son to come here? Now, my grandma did run a in-home daycare at the time, right? But most of the kids were her grandkids and a few kids from the block, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, which one of these kids belong to you? So I closed the door, locked it, ran to go get my uncle, talking about stranger danger.
You didn't know him. That's only natural.
Okay. And he was like, oh, that's your uncle's father. I said, I know what granddaddy looks like, fool. You do that stuff in that movie that they was watching. And he was like, what movie? Crack! You must be doing crack. I know what granddaddy looked like. He's like, stop. It's not polite to say people do crack. My mama said if they do crack and you say they do crack, that's polite, because it's polite to tell the truth. And he's like, that is not what we mean by that. So my one uncle came downstairs and he was like, yeah, that's my dad. Now I knew they wasn't gonna tell me, so I had to wait for my one messy auntie to come home from school. And when she did, hey, I need you.
You had some questions.
I was like, I need you to explain something to me. She's like, what am I explaining? Who's George? She's like, oh, come on, walk to the store with me, because they were in braid her hair, so she was walking to go get back in the day when we would put rubber bands at the end of our braids to keep them intact. And during the course of us walking to the store and back, I was like, Grandma was a floozy? She's like, don't say that.
I mean, you went wrong though.
I was like, but Grandma told us in Sunday school and at Vacation Bible Study that ladies who do that are floozies. So it's okay to be a floozy now? No, it's not okay to be a floozy. So Grandma a floozy, she going to hell. Again, I was a child. In my head, I was
a child, but you were a smart one.
I was terrified for my grandma. And then 2 days later, she gave me a whooping. I don't even know what I got a whooping for. And then I was kind of happy she might end up in hell. I'm like, wait a minute, you done made me sit in this hot ass church when I wanted to go swimming. Talk about I can't do this, I can't do that, or I'm gonna be a floozy. You out here doing floozy behavior. Talk about nobody. You won't get a good husband if you do the floozy stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just like growing up in their household, you couldn't say the word lie. Lie was like a cuss word. Okay, you had to say fib or telling the story. After that, I was going through that lie, liar. Don't say that. I'm a you're a liar. You're a liar. You told me floozies don't get a good man, but you said granddad's a good man. You're a liar. Lie. That's why I got the whooping.
It's the floozy for me. Taz just running around calling grandma floozy. Like,
Right.
Here's the thing, I didn't even know that like it was that bad. Like I thought it was just like you know, cat, dog, red, blue, green, floozy.
Floozy.
And that's when I realized you gotta be careful what you tell her. And the name did you call her floozy after that woman? I didn't call her a floozy after the whooping. I did get another whooping in church. Like she didn't even take me all the way out the sanctuary. We just walked to the back door of the sanctuary, and she lit my little ass up. I was mad, and I was like, "Well, tell the pastor that you a Jezebel."
That's the one I heard all the time. Jezebel. That was what my grandmother used.
I think.
Okay, why did you honey spank that time?
I don't know if it was like that day we learned about Jezebel or that week or something. I don't know. Like my granddaddy was like the chairman of the deacon board. My grandma was like on every committee at the church. So if you were at grandma's house, granddaddy's like everything was about church. So I don't know if it was like that day or the night before. But yeah.
That's funny. That is funny.
I mean, and I didn't know this until a couple years ago. My one aunt told me that while she was giving me a whooping, I said so the church just go watch her abuse me. I'm telling the police
on everybody.
That was a bad idea. No matter what time and place you were in.
Just like evidently I kept as a kid threatening to call CPS specifically on my mother. I got a nosebleed once. Nobody was around me. I had growing up with my nose has been cauterized. Okay, anybody who's been like in my face, you'll notice I have a crescent-shaped scar on my nose. It's from when because any change in emotion, my nose would start bleeding and it wouldn't stop. So we were out and about. I got excited about something. My nose started bleeding. And it was the first time it ever happened in public. Like at home, I didn't care. So of course my mother is scrambling. And it was like worse than any other time because now I'm embarrassed. I can't calm myself down. Blood's just gushing and I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of standing there. So people walking past were probably like, is this little heifer dying? Because it's just flowing. And I don't know like to cup my face or like pinch, like, because nothing ever worked. So my mother comes up to clean me up. My uncle said, dead faced. I looked at her and was like, when we get home, I'm calling child services on you because this is abuse. He was like, I don't know who taught you this. But it was very clear you misunderstood what abuse was. He said, I got a splinter once. Went to school, told the counselor that I needed a new home because of abuse. Who's abuse? I said my mother because she got wood in the house. And I did not understand.
No.
Yes, me as a kid would have been wild to see. Another time I said I was going to report my dad. Why did I want to report my dad? Because I got a fresh pair of sandals and my dad made me walk outside, and I said it was his fault and it was abuse that my sandals got dirty. Let me explain to y'all what part of my sandals got dirty. The part that's supposed to get dirty, the sole, the bottom. Okay.
Oh,
I just
damn.
So I told my daddy that I wouldn't tell on him and I wouldn't call the police on him if he carried me around till we got back home.
To keep the shoes clean.
After I had him wipe them off.
Oh, okay.
What did he do? Just that. Because he was like, no. So what did I do? I fell out. I'm surprised my parents didn't just leave me somewhere. Like,
Taz was dangerous as a child. Dangerous to everybody around her.
Yeah.
One of my favorite mom stories I've ever had since we're talking about parent punishments was one time when I got suspended from school. My mom knew my number one weakness. I hate yard work with a burning passion. I hate it so much. I hate working in the yard. I hate cutting the trees. I hate mowing the lawn. My mother, God bless her, said, not only are you grinding from the internet, here, why don't you step outside for a second? Okay, what do you need to do, Mom? Close block. I need you to clean up the trees, mow the lawn, and pick the garden for me. Thanks, bye. She closed and locked both the doors. If I wanted to get in, I would have to somehow find a way to sneak through a crawl space. And shocker, I was a big kid. That wasn't going to happen.
If she would have done that to me, I promise you I'd have walked right around to the front and I'd have passed out on the lawn. I was like, you're gonna put cases on your. I was gonna put cases on everybody in the family. There was one time at a church picnic. Something happened. Oh, I was trying to go down the slide. My brace, it just stopped me. Like the brace wouldn't let me slide. So I stopped and then up because I couldn't bend my knee when the brace was locked and literally tumbled down the slide. Now, everybody before that was given a little, like the little Huggy juice, the little barrel juices, was given one. They thought that mine was red. And I was like, no, one, I didn't open mine yet. And mine was green because I had blood coming from my mouth. And I was like, no, it's okay. Just help me up. I started to walk away. They said, where are you walking? There's a payphone at the front of the park. I'm going to call. I was going to snitch. I told you, I'm not ride or die. I'm not. I'm telling. You ain't even got to do the first 48 and be like, hey, we gonna give her some chicken. No, you ain't even got to do that. I'm telling immediately, expeditiously. We're not doing that at all. Nope. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm not doing it. Now, my mom did have it was my dad's friend. Had this big, huge. I think it was a greyhound dog. I don't know. Okay, at 6 years old, the damn horse looked like a pony to me. I think y'all know where this is going. They decided to leave me in the room with the dog while I think they were ordering pizza or something. I don't know what they were doing. Like I said, as a kid, I really didn't care what the adults were doing because I thought all the adults were stupid. I really did. I didn't understand. So I decided to get up on the couch, and I was going to do like they do in the Westerns and leap and jump onto the back of my trusty steed, aka the horse. Want to know what I did?
Please continue.
No saddle,
No reins.
No training
no
whatsoever.
training, a brace where my leg can't bend, and the dog deciding not to stay still.
Did you get stepped on?
So I go to, I hit like the butt end, slide down, and I caught like the back of the back paw to the chin as the dog is running away.
Got
That
him
dog was so judgmental. I remember that dog looking at me like, "Are you well? Did they get you tested? Should they get you tested?"
I had a zoo story. We were talking about zoos, and so I grew up in Connecticut, and every summer we would go on trips. My dad would be the driver. He was the road trip dude. My mom would lay down in the back seat, and my sister and I would fight over the front seat. Well, on this particular trip, we went somewhere in Maine, but we wound up at a zoo. And back in the 80s, they used to let you ride some of the animals, and the elephant was one of the animals you could ride on. And so we waited to get on this elephant, and it was like there was like a barrier on top of the elephant that like maybe 5 or 6 kids could sit in. So
okay.
my sister and I, so kind of, like you were like strapped in or whatever. But anyhow, so my sister and I are on this. We're like, I don't know, 5 and 7. And there were other kids, and the other kids are fine, right? The elephant starts moving, and me and my sister lose our shit, like, because it wasn't stable. Like, we were swaying and stuff, and I was scared as shit. My sister started screaming, so I followed her, and I was screaming. They had to turn the elephant back, bring us back to the thing. Yes, couple of fucking bullshit ass white girls not knowing how to act on an elephant. They had to stop the ride, let us off the elephant. My mom was so mortified that she left. She was like, "Okay, we're leaving." We were like somewhere up in Maine from Connecticut, and she was like, "Okay, y'all don't know how to act. We're leaving." Got in the car, had my daddy drive up to all these. But we went back to the hotel, picked up our shit, and then we pulled up to every spot that we were supposed to go to. You see this? Well, we're not going. We didn't know how to act. So you was pulling up to all the golf carts, like the mini golf places, the cool hotels with pools out of it and stuff like that. You see this? Well, we were coming, and now we're not because you don't know how to act.
I mean, we're here now. I know how to act here.
The whole way from Maine back to Connecticut, it was, I'll tell you, probably one of the longest road trips we ever took to go nowhere. My mom was not well. I'm telling you,
she would have hated me, because I know what you mean by those unstable elements. Because I was asked, like, "Do you want to do that?" And my granny was like, "Do not put her on there." They're like, "You think she's going to be afraid?" I think she's going to steal the elephant.
Yeah, it was scary. I remember it to this day. It was really scary. Like, it wasn't stable at all. And I was just looking over. I thought we were going to fall off that thing.
Yeah, it's just like I always wanted to do the hot air balloon thing until I learned how they land, because that's one thing that used to perplex me. I used to live in an area where they used to have a hot air balloon festival. I never physically went to the festival because I lived so close that you could see them take off and go overhead.
That must have been cool, though. Yeah,
but I didn't know where they landed, so I never got a chance to see, how it was. Some people recorded it to show people, because they're like, "Hey," because people were panicking, and they're like, "That can be dangerous here," so you can see. And I was like, no. And then recently, a hot air balloon landed on somebody's car.
Oh, damn.
And I was just like, yeah, I don't want to. But
What
like
they
the
do?
whole
Just turn the
elephant thing,
fire off?
yeah, and then you have to like
What do
kind
you
of
not
hunker
see
down and
someone's
sit
car?
and then it lands on its side, and you kind of have to like crawl out. I
Oh
don't,
yeah,
I
I
don't
couldn't
want.
do that. I
But like
couldn't
the
do that.
elephant thing, I've seen like the little basket thing that people are in, and I don't know. I was just like, that doesn't seem like it's the right size to be on the elephant. That just to me, it just looks like it's just gonna slide right off, land on people's
Yeah.
property. Where you go, oh dang, whiskey, I didn't know that.
Yes, and that's how it felt too. Like it was slipping and sliding all over the place and wobbling, and
Yeah.
I was like, "Get me the hell off of this thing!"
Like when I've seen it, I'm like, that basket does not look proportionate. Plus, I do know that elephants really don't forget. Like if you piss off an elephant, you doomed for life. And I just feel like I probably would try to steal the elephant. The elephant probably would go where I want to go, and then like me and this elephant got beef for life, and I can't outrun an elephant. And I don't want to be like out going to get snacks one day and here come Dumbo trying to, two-piece me. No.
Do y'all remember when we
Rank that giraffe.
when we were kids? Do y'all remember? I don't know if it happened in y'all school, but I moved around a lot, and it happened in a couple of schools I was at in a couple of different states. They would like bring in animals to your actual school and let you pet them.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, they
Like
brought
a
in
little
an
petting zoo.
ostrich. Yeah, they brought in these dumb fucks. Brought in an ostrich and what do they call it? A caiman alligator.
Oh,
And they a caiman alligator,
Cayman?
out at the same time, out on the floor with about 150 kids. Stuff went
Wow.
down. That ostrich got loose, stomped 3 kids. The caiman got down and ran after a teacher, or it appeared that way. I think it was just trying to get away. Anyway, I'm standing there frozen because I want to ride the ostrich.
right?
See? I'm not the only one that had that compulsion.
I was frozen. And then after all that, they finally get it caught and stuff, and they're clearing out the room, and the teacher's questioning me, why didn't you run? Why didn't you run? And all I could say was the truth, because I wanted to ride the ostrich.
Yeah. I mean, hey, that's better than when they brought a kangaroo to our school. I never saw the kangaroo. I'm going to tell you why. At this point in time, because of our ages, myself and 2 of my younger brothers, we were in the same hall, like our classrooms were in the same hallway, right?
Mhm.
Now we knew that animals were coming to the school and they would go like through the different classrooms. You got so much time with it. So I'm sitting there. All I hear is my mother's voice all of a sudden. I instantly start thinking, wait a minute, what did I do? I've been good. I want to see what did I do? Okay, forgetting that my brothers also are in classrooms in this hallway. I'm like, what the heck? And I'm looking at the teacher like, you a wench. Okay, you ain't had to tell on me today. I didn't do nothing today. Okay, I may have asked you some weird questions yesterday, but I didn't do nothing. Nope. They brought a kangaroo. What was the problem? My baby brother, decided to make a makeshift tail, jump up on his teacher's desk, mimicking the kangaroo, and start singing, "You ain't nothing but a hound dog."
Oh wow.
I wish I was joking, but also there that day, on top of the zoo, was the local newspaper. It is chronicled for forever. My brother made the paper.
He made the paper. I love it.
I know they was just thinking, them damn kids.
See, the problem with where my elementary school was is it was literally up the street from the zoo. So we actually had like this mini little zoo exhibit in the center of the thing, and until they got rid of it, I don't know why they got rid of it. There was actually a classroom in the petting zoo.
Yeah.
Not joking.
I don't know about other zoos, but I do know at the Cincinnati Zoo they have a couple of classrooms there because I've taken classes there. But yeah, like my animal experience mostly in primary school. One, they brought a lot of animals to school. Number one. Number two, again, I hope this woman has gone on to glory, because if not, I may be accidentally getting her in trouble, because I'm pretty sure she did a whole lot of felonies. We did a lot of walking to her house and chilling at her house. No permission slip, no nothing. Just, hey, put your shoes on. Yes, we would take our shoes off in class, whatever. Put your shoes on. We're going to my house. Like, we was full on cooking and stuff. Like, none of that could have been legal.
Like, I don't think that would fly today. I don't know.
And here's the thing. I remember telling my parents like about what we did, but I don't think that it dawned on me to tell them like we went to her house to do it. So they probably thought we were still on school ground. I think that's what everybody was doing, because it just seems so normal. Looking back, there's a bunch of felonies. And this woman had snakes in her house. She had snakes.
Oh.
And we just willy-nilly just walking through I'm glad nobody
like
was
not
hurt.
venomous or like the really dangerous.
I don't know. I was a very small child, so take me remembering them as being big as relative, okay? Because like the church that my dad is now pastor of, like 14, 15 years old, that was the first time I went to that church, and it was like for like a teen game night thing. Going back as an adult, one of the fellowship hall, I promise you at 14, 15, that fellowship hall seemed massive. As an adult, I was like, this kind of small. So keep that in mind. But they seemed big, and I was just like thinking about, I was like, we were all out in her garden and with stuff. Yeah. Her dog was like, if Cujo was a zombie, that dog, she had to have buried that dog in Pet Cemetery, and it came back to life and just came back to her house, because that dog had to be from the afterlife. Yeah.
I got a question for everybody, because I want to know this, because some of you guys mentioned last, because of Taz's story of her choking out a peacock last week, and I remember my mom backhanding a peacock or trying to,
because peacocks are mean.
They're mean.
Very, very mean.
Backhanded a peacock, and also had a time for her, which is really hilarious. I just
gotta treat. You gotta okay. With a peacock, you gotta turn into a pimp. Okay, you got to smack the shit out of a peacock. Like,
I don't know. Does every zoo just let the peacocks roam around?
I don't think it's a let. Okay, I think they tried to contain them little bastards, and they do their own.
No, they can fly. They'll fly up on roofs and shit.
Yeah,
I think so they all just gave up and just let them roam, do it once. Although my mom had one of my favorite calls things when it comes to when she came to locking the peacocks, because peacocks don't usually squawk to attract a mate. And may I have permission to swear?
Well, you can't say the F word because we are on the radio.
In that case, I'm going to be quiet.
But okay,
F me.
But I will close out with this. As a teenager, and I kid you not, the day I graduated was the day that this stopped. But as a teenager, outside of my window, in a dead tree, lived a woodpecker. Aww. This woodpecker was silent except for when I was doing my homework or trying to sleep. The day I graduated, I'm getting ready. Woodpecker, I was like, did it die? Quiet. A couple days later, quiet. Then I started undergraduate. And the first couple of weeks, I was going to be living at home. Came home from class that day. That bitch was out there just going to you want me to be stupid, don't you? Don't you? Look, Woody, we're going to have to go. So I finally, my parents agreed to cut down because the tree was dead the whole time we lived there. They finally cut. I think the city came and cut the rest of the tree down. I don't know where the woodpecker went, but I hated that bitch. I hate it. And I'm telling you, because people for the longest time didn't believe that we had a woodpecker out there, because when people would come and visit, there would be no sound. And again, it's a dead tree, because they were like, oh no, I only heard woodpeckers love live trees, blah 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 blah. But I was like, the dead trees would have all the good eatings in it for a woodpecker. Until it would get later in the day, or I would be doing homework and this woodpecker, and I'm like, and somebody was like, well, how do they know? I would like to open my window. I have an issue with like curtains being open on the ground floor, because I feel like people can look in and see.
Mm-hmm.
But where my window was positioned, and I checked from outside, you would have to be very intentional. You kind of have to have a ladder, like it would be clear you're trying to look at my window back then. So I would have like the curtains open, and I'm like, I feel like this bitch would just be looking at me like, oh, you want to study? You can't study around here. Like,
get some sleep. No,
I
not
scared
you.
the birds in my neighborhood because I kept trying, because as a kid, I wanted to, like, everyone in the house had a pet aside from me, like a pet that just like clung to them aside from me.
mm-hmm.
So I got jealous. And my idea was, I'm gonna catch a bird, bring it inside, throw it in a bird cage, and then it's gonna be mine. I chased around crows, sparrows. How it stopped was I did manage to grab an animal. It wasn't a bird though. I somehow, in my efforts to grab a sparrow, ripped a massive gardener snake, dropped it in a panic, and just looked at me as the snake was just swimming away, like, bitch, what the hell are you thinking?
You know what? You and Thomas with the the snake portions. You know what? Nope. Now I will say,
I love snakes.
in the field next to our house, it looked like something out of the birds. I was always intrigued by it. I would sit in the dining room, look out the window, because these crows would like camouflage themselves in the grass. And I felt like they like messing with people, because just randomly they would just all flock up, and people who didn't know that would be walking past would be freaked out.
They would get scared.
On the other side of like that lot, that's where the lady that I told y'all, my neighbor that had the wine grapes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty sure they were over there for that. But my mother was like, that doesn't bother y'all when y'all go outside. The birds don't bother us. I said, well, at least they don't bother me. My brothers, on the other hand, ain't no. But that takes us to the end. Thank you, you guys, for joining in.
No problem.
Thank you for having me.
Just seeing a live, because live, I would not have guessed you had you were a Southern Belle.
She told you she's in Crow Pussy, Mississippi. Did y'all think she was joking?
Exactly.
I do go live. I troll from 11 a.m. to 3 a.m. on TikTok. Just watch my little green light light up, because I'm in other people's. Yeah. I'll be doing the work over on TikTok.
Yeah,
there you go.
Fair enough.
And
there's a lot of times when I'm getting like lesson plans and stuff together that I'll be watching Trisina.
Promo.
Oh, you got one.
Yes.
On the Discord.
That's
Everybody
awesome.
get one.
I have it on my wish list.
I cannot promise you this month, because I gotta keep watching my cash. But next month I'm starting school. Ironically, that's when I'm a lot more thrifty, so I'll probably be able to get it then.
Oh,
awesome!
Thank you, Trisina. And it actually, I have not seen the live book yet.
So it's the first time you've seen it. That's cool.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I love it.
Front cover.
Oh.
Well, that came out good.
It did come out
great.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful, Taz.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And just so y'all know, a good friend of mine, Courtney, did the edits for me. So it was a lovely collaboration. Yeah, you know Courtney. Just it was a lovely collaborative effort. So, that really. Oh man, I really needed that. Thank you.
And y'all watch around Christmas time. Me and my aunties around Christmas time, we'll be giving away some for deconstructing white persons.
Oh, good. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's coming. That's on our list. We've got 4. We've got 4 in the list. So 4 people to start.
Now I gotta go do a happy dance. I love y'all.
This is a lot of fun. We should do stuff like this sometimes.
Yeah, I was just thinking, like, you know what? Might mix it up. Might do this one good time a month. Just hang out and just chillax. But,
Joe will probably fall very loosely.
Yeah, it is Wednesday. Y'all know the deal. I do have Hebrew class. So the Learning Through Literature, if you're new here, we'll start a little bit late at 7:15 if you've been following along instead of right at 7 o'clock. And we are still in Lovely One by Ketanji Brown Jackson. I misspoke when it came to Not My Type by E. Jean Carroll. I thought that there was 40 plus chapters. There are just 40.
Oh, okay.
So we'll probably finish that up tomorrow. But we still got quite a chunk because, yeah, we're about halfway. We're about maybe halfway to through Ketanji Brown Jackson's book. So we might just take that throughout the week. So don't feel rushed. If you still don't know what book you want to recommend, like I said, you can recommend the books. I'll write them down on the list, and like we do with every book, we vote. Whatever book gets the highest votes will be the next book. Just keep in mind, if it's something that's not currently in my library, you may have to be a little patient for me to get a physical copy of it, or to be able to get it on my Kindle. Sometimes everything is not. Well, no, I should have a better chance at getting it now that I'm here. When I was in the smaller cities, sometimes To Kill a Mockingbird. Wait a minute. Where's my? Here it is. I didn't put that down there. To Kill a Mockingbird and someone else. Hold on. Where's the list? Black Like Me. If you have not read it, I read that book in middle school. Why did I read that book in middle school? Because my mom had it on her bookshelf.
And I thought for school.
Yes.
There's one. I can't. It's bugging me. It's driving me. It's bugging me. But it's about the story is about forcing, essentially trying to restructure someone's culture from the perspective of an indigenous kid who grew up in the United States while his parents grew up on the reservation with all these traditions and stuff. It's driving me crazy. I did an entire school report on it, and I cannot remember its name.
As a reminder, just DM me on Discord, and I have some notes from a native historian that I'm friends with, and I'll try to match it up, see if it's close to some notes that I have regarding some books, and maybe between the two of us we can figure out what the title is.
Mm-hmm.
Because it sounds kind of familiar, but I don't want to jump the gun. But I do have a notebook from them, and if nothing else, I can shoot them a message, and maybe they'll know what the book is. Like I said, as always, thank you.
My hand so much there's a fly in my living room, and I'm just trying to grab it.
Oh, no worries. But as always, each one teach one, each one reach one. I will see you all in a little bit. You all be good. Or as the 20 says, good at
thanks for letting me hang out.
Always. See y'all later.
Turn the dial up, let the static fade away. We're building up the future, tracking every single day. Start the morning right, let the rhythm start to breathe. With the sound of coffee pouring, giving just what you need. From the sunrise spark to the late night glow, there's a space for your story and a steady undertow. When the sun goes down and the shadows start to lean, we close it all out with conversations with Jonathan. This is GCPR Radio, loud and clear, where every single voice matters, far and near. Yeah, we lock it in, connect the track, GCPR. Got your back, download the app on your phone today. iOS or Android, we're a click away. And the weekend hits, yeah, the energy shifts. Sundays bring the heat with a couple of gifts. The Kennedy effect gives us the hard-hitting news, breaking down the facts, clearing out the blues. Then Wayne Green Gambler step right into the zone, rule from the position on the microphone, telling you what to watch, what's a hit, what's a miss. Then it's the villain's view for their random commentary bliss. This is GCPR Radio, loud and clear, where every single voice matters, far and near. Yeah, we lock it in, connect the track, GCPR.